everyone, welcome back to the math session. Today we are going to discuss in our video lesson an interesting topic and the last chapter of class 10th. Now, before getting into the chapter, I would like to discuss few things with you. Now, if I take a coin, if I toss a coin, the chance of getting heads, what is it? How much is the chance of getting heads? Or if I take a dice, right, which you play in the Monopoly or in Snakes and Ladders, the dice which you use for the play, and if I roll the dice, what is the chance that I would get a number 4, right? And if you take a deck of cards, the cards, isn't it? Deck of cards. If I pull out a card randomly, what is the chance here of getting a spades or a club? Yes, we cannot predict, right? And if you hear a few things like, so will it rain today, or will team A win the football match? So in all these events which I have told you, what is a chance here? What is a chance that there is, if you observe that there is some uncertainty there in all the events, right? And also there is some randomness, isn't it? Now, here in all the 5 events which I had told you, there is some uncertainty and there is some randomness. Now, the concept today is probability. Probability is a concept which is called the measure of uncertainty. Okay? Uncertainty, right. It is a measure of uncertainty. Probability is a measure of uncertainty. So today topic is probability, chapter 13 of class 10th. Now here let us start with the same coin, okay, the tossing of the coin. Now what is the chance of getting heads when I toss the coin? Okay, you can say that 50% chance, right? If you take that 50% chance is there for getting heads, right? Heads, I want heads. That means 50% is nothing but 50 by 100. So that is 1 by 2 or just 0.5. So the probability, the chances of getting heads, I'm telling that it is 50%. So it is 1 by 2 or 0.5. Usually we write the probability in terms of fractions. Now getting the heads is the favorable outcome which I am going to specify. Now I want heads to come when I toss the coin. Okay, that means my favorable outcome is heads, isn't it? Heads is the favorable outcomes. Now, if you toss a coin, how many possible outcomes do you get? Only 2, right? Either heads or tails, right? Heads or tails. That means the total possible outcomes are 2. Okay, because the assumption here is that the coin is not biased. Okay, the coin is not biased and it will not get stuck to one of its edge when it falls down. Okay, so the assumption is that. So the total outcomes we get it heads or tails. Those are the total outcomes. But I want a heads when I toss the coin. So my favorable outcome is heads. So the probability that if I toss a coin, I get heads is 1 by 2. Here if you see 1 by 2, the favorable outcome heads is 1 and the total outcomes are 2. Now I am telling the probability as getting the heads as 1 by 2. So from this we can draw that here it is number of favorable outcomes. Okay, getting heads is my favorable outcome in this case, and the total number of outcomes. So, we can draw the definition, or we can say that this is a formula for the probability. Probability is nothing but the number of favorable outcomes by the total number of outcomes. Now, this formula for the first time was given by Perry Simon Laplace. He has given in the 16th century, he has first given this definition of the probability. That is nothing but number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. Now, well, if you see here, in this case of a coin, if you see, now getting heads is the favorable outcome and the total outcomes are heads as well as tails. Now, if you take the case of a die, right? If you take case of a dice, now if I roll the dice, I want to get a 4 for me to win. So, for me to win, I need 4. So, I want to get a 4. So, getting 4 is my favorable outcome. But how many total outcomes we will be getting when we roll a dice? See here, dice, this is a cuboidal shape, isn't it? So it is having 6 faces, and altogether we have, when you roll a dice, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All these are the favorable outcomes. Now here, all these are the total number of favorable outcomes I am telling here. In the case of coin are 2, but in the case of a dice, we have the total number of outcomes are 6, right? That means here we tell this as the total number of outcomes. We also call it as the sample space. Okay? The total outcomes. And now the favorable outcome for me is nothing but getting 4. Okay? This is the favorable outcome. That means only 1. So, the probability, how do I calculate the probability for the dice? If I roll, I want to get 4. So, there is only 1 chance, right? That means the favorable outcome is 1 upon the total outcomes are 6. Okay. Now, to get 4, the probability is 1 by 6, right? Likewise, now if you take in the case of a deck of cards, right? Now let me explain you the deck of cards. Now we need to explain the deck of cards before going into here. You have the dice, the 6 possible outcomes. You have the coin, 2 possible outcomes. But in the case of cards, I will be explaining you the complete deck of cards. Now please make a note of this. Now, if you see the deck of cards, the total pack of cards is having 52 cards in it, right? Altogether, we have 52 cards, right? And they are divided into 4 suits, okay? 4 suits. Each suit, we have spades, okay? Spades, diamonds, hearts, and clubs. Hearts and clubs. Here. Now, I will explain you. This is the spades. The first one is spades. Now, the second one is diamonds. You well know that the hearts and the clubs. Okay. So, here if you see, the spades and the clubs are always black in color. Right, whereas the diamonds and hearts are red cards, okay. Total we have 52. Each suit, so there are 4 suits in it. Each suit has spades, diamonds, hearts and clubs. Now, in each suit, we have altogether 13 cards, okay. 13 each. Okay, here also 13, here also 13, again 13. Total comes up to 52. Now, well, you know that in out of 13, we have the number cards, the numbers. See, the numbers from 1 to 10, right? 2 to 10, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, likewise 2 to 10. And you have J, that is Jack, Queen, King, and Ace. So, altogether, you have 13 spade cards, 13 diamond cards, 13 hearts, and 13 clubs. And well, if you see that, if randomly, if I want to pull a card out of this deck of cards, which is a club. Okay, which is a club. That means what is the probability? How do we calculate? We have already known the formula, that is number of favorable outcomes by the total number of outcomes, isn't it? Number of favorable outcomes by the total number of outcomes. Now I told that what is the chance, what is the favorable, what is the probability of getting a club, right? Now clubs are how many? 13. Okay, so my favorable outcomes are 13. Any number I can take. So we have from the deck we have 13 clubs. Okay, so my favorable outcomes are getting a club, isn't it? So 13 by the total number of outcomes. The total number of outcomes are nothing but the sample space, that is the total number of cards, that is 52. That comes up to 1 by 4. So the probability of getting a club from a pack of cards is 1 by 4. We can simply calculate using the formulae. Now likewise, now if I tell that if you take the same set of cards, deck of cards, now if I tell that what is the probability of getting a queen, right? Now what is the probability of getting a queen? Now here in spade you have a queen, in diamond you have a queen, in heart and club. So how many queens you have? 4 queens. So favorable outcomes here are 4. So 4 queens, and the total number of outcomes are the total number of cards, that is 52. So that comes up to 4 1s, 4 13s. Okay, so this is 1 by 13. That means getting a queen from the deck of cards, the probability is 1 by 13. Getting a club from the pack of cards is 1 by 4. So likely we can calculate the probability because the likely outcomes. Now if you see the case of coin, the possible outcomes are heads and tails. That means there is equal chance of getting the heads and equal chance of getting the tails. So equally likely outcomes we say. Okay, so getting heads and tails are equally likely, isn't it? And also getting the spades, diamonds, hearts, clubs, whatever it is, they have equally likely chances. So in the case of probability, we can easily calculate the chance of getting one favorable outcome out of the total outcomes. Please make a note of it. Let's see the next. Now if you roll a dice, the total outcomes are 6, isn't it? Now we may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I told that getting a 4 is my favorable outcome. Getting a 4, the probability of getting a 4 is 1 by 6. That we got it, isn't it? The probability is 1 by 6, right? If I tell I want to find out the probability of getting a number 7, okay? When I roll a dice, the probability of getting a number 7, is it possible? No, it is impossible because number 7 is not present in the dice, isn't it? Only 1 to 6 are present in the dice. So getting a number 7 is an impossible event, isn't it? This is an impossible event. Now, well, what is an event? Event is that, now when I tell that I want to get 4 when I roll a dice, that is the event. Okay, now just rolling the dice or tossing the coin is called as an experiment. Now the experiment we are performing. Okay, tossing the coin is the experiment, but getting the heads is called as an event. Okay, here now this is an impossible event, getting a number 7. So the probability here, when you calculate the probability, number of favorable outcomes are nothing here. Impossible, that means 0. We don't have the favorable outcomes, but the total number of outcomes are 6, isn't it? 0 by 6 is 0. So when the probability of is 0, Such events are called as impossible events, right? Impossible events. But when I tell that I want to calculate the probability of when a dice is rolled, the probability of getting a number less than 10, okay? Less than 10. If I tell that a number less than 10. So this is possible, isn't it? Now let us calculate the probability of getting the number less than 10. Getting the number less than 10 is 1. 1 is less than 10, 2 is less than 10, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these are less than 10. So my favorable outcomes are all these 6, isn't it? So number of favorable outcomes are 6. And the total outcomes are again 6, right? So 6 upon 6 we get 1. That is probability of getting a number less than 10 is 1. Now, in such cases, when the probability is 1, when the probability is 0, we call it as an impossible event, and when the probability is 1, we call it as a sure event, okay, or a certain event. This event is surely happening and the probability is 1. Now, when you take the case of getting a number 4, I got it as 1 by 6. Now when you take the case of getting a number 7, I got it as 0, and when you take the case of getting a number less than 10, I got it as 1. In all these cases, if you observe that the probability is lying between of an event. Now what I told, the event is the favorable thing which is happening. Now the event is heads, coming heads is my event. Now getting 4 is my event, okay, and getting the number less than 10 is the event, right? Now the probability of an event just surely lies and is equal to 0 and 1. In all these cases, we can conclude that the probability of an event lies between 0 and 1, and it is equal to 0 or equal to 1. So it just lies between 0 and 1. Lies and also equal to sign is also there. So never the probability is a negative number or it is greater than 1. Always the probability of an event to happen will lie between 0 and 1 or equal to 1 and 0. Right. Now, if you take the event like, I want to, when I roll a dice, the same thing, I want to get a number 4. That is my event. Okay. So, that was 1 by 6 I got. Favorable outcome is 1 out of 6. So, 1 by 6 I got the probability. But if I tell that what is the probability of not getting a 4? What is the probability of the event of not getting a 4? That means we represented it as not getting that event as E complement. So, this is called as the complement. Okay. And both P of E and P of E bar, they are called as a complementary to each other. Now, not getting a 4 is E complement. Not getting a 4 means getting 1, getting 2, getting 3, getting 5, getting 6. So, how many I have? 5. My favorable outcomes are 5. Okay. The total outcomes from the formula of probability, the total outcomes are 6. Favorable outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth one. 5 are the favorable and total is 5 by 6. Now, these two are said to be the complementary to each other. Now, and if you add them, if you see P of E and P of E bar complementary to each other, you get a 1. So, here in this case 1 by 6 plus 5 by 6 is surely 1. Right. Now, we can calculate here not the event to happen. You can easily calculate P of E dash E bar is nothing but, if you shift this to the other side, it becomes 1 of P of E. If you know the probability of an event to happen, then if you subtract it from 1, you get the probability of event not to happen. Okay. From this formula, you can get this. Okay. From here, we got that the favorable outcomes not to get a 4 is 5 outcomes, isn't it? Now how do I get this? Just if I know the probability here, 1 upon 1 minus 6 is nothing but 5 upon 6. That is P of E bar. You can as well calculate like this. So to sum up here, I would like to tell that today we have clearly discussed about the concept of probability. The probability is nothing but the concept. It is called the measure of uncertainty. When we say that a probability to happen, like there are equally likely chances. Okay, now if you are telling about the equally likely chances, now if is it going to rain today, here is it going to rain today, if I tell will it rain today, the probability to calculate will it rain today, now here this probability formula doesn't work out. P is equal to number of favorable outcomes by the total number of outcomes does not work out for the rain to happen, because we cannot predict the rain, because there is no equally likely chances. That means 50% it may rain, 50% it may not rain. We cannot predict. That means here equally likely outcomes are not happening here. Now there are 80 to 90% chances when it is a rainy season, and there are few 10 to 20% of chances when it is a dry summer to rain. Okay, so in the case of probability for it to happen, so how do they predict by the meteorological department? Because how do they predict? By the statistics, by the weather conditions. They will predict that 80% or 90% it may likely to rain today. Okay, through the statistics, but not through the probability. Because why we are not using probability in that case? Here there is no equally likely chances. Now in the case of a coin, the equally likely chances are heads or tails. Many mathematicians proved by tossing the coin million times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, they proved that they have got equally likely chances. 500,000 of heads and 500,000 of tails. Likewise, we get that we can just predict that 50% may be heads. Now, if you toss a coin 100 times, you may get 55 heads and 45 tails. Likewise, many mathematicians used it by tossing the coin million times and prove that there are equally likely chances. Now here I hope that you have understood the concept of probability. Just go through the concept once again, note it down, the complete thing. We have noted down the formula, and the probability lies between 0 and 1, that means equals to an what is a sure event, what is an impossible event, and the complement of the probability. Hope you have understood this, and we will see with a new concept in our next video lesson. Thank you all.